The test of faith. Daniel and his friends in Babylon. Imagine being ripped from your home, forced into a foreign land, and ordered to abandon everything you believe in. Your name, your faith, your way of life, all taken away. Would you stand firm, or would you compromise? This is the story of 4 young captives who faced the greatest test of their lives. And today, I challenge you. Can you disprove their story? Or will you see the undeniable hand of God at work? The story of Daniel and his friends' faithfulness. The year was 605 BC. Babylon, the mighty empire, had conquered Jerusalem. King Nebuchadnezzar, ruler of the world's most powerful kingdom, commanded that the brightest young men of Judah be taken as captives to serve in his palace. Among them were 4 young Hebrews, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Their journey was one of loss and uncertainty. Everything familiar had been stripped away. Even their names were changed to erase their connection to God. Daniel became Belteshazzar. Hananiah became Shadrach. Mishael became Meshach. Azariah became Abednego. Babylon wanted them to forget who they were and whom they served. But what would happen next would prove that faith in God is never in vain. The test of loyalty. The king's food. As part of their training, these young men were offered the finest food from the king's table, rich meats and wine, fit for royalty. To anyone else, this was an honor. But to Daniel and his friends, it was a test. Why? Because this food had been offered to idols and was full of unclean meats forbidden by God's law. It was a temptation, a way for Babylon to change not just their names, but their faith and their obedience. Daniel made a bold decision. He and his friends would not eat the king's food. Instead, he respectfully requested a simple diet of vegetables and water. The chief official was worried. What if you become weak, and the king sees it? He will have my head. Daniel responded with a challenge. Test us for 10 days. Give us only vegetables and water. Then compare us to the others who eat from the king's table. See who is stronger. Would they become frail and sick? Would they be humiliated before the king? The 10-day test began. The outcome: God's blessing for faithfulness. After 10 days, Daniel and his friends stood before the officials. And what happened? They were healthier, stronger, and sharper than all the others. Their minds were clearer, their bodies more energetic. They looked better than those who had eaten the rich food of the king. But that wasn't all. God blessed them with wisdom and knowledge beyond anyone in the kingdom. And to Daniel, he gave something even greater, the ability to interpret dreams and visions. When the king interviewed all the young men, none were found to be as wise, as intelligent, or as gifted as Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. They were chosen to serve in the royal palace. But the real lesson was not about food. It was about faithfulness to God, even in a foreign land, even under pressure, even when compromise seemed easier. Re-engagement point, challenge to skeptics. Here's the challenge. How did these 4 young captives thrive against all odds? How did they outshine the best minds of Babylon? How did a simple diet give them wisdom beyond the greatest scholars of their time? Coincidence or divine favor? And here's something even more mind-blowing. Revelation 14:12 speaks of a people in the last days who, like Daniel, will stand against the world's system. They will keep God's commandments and remain faithful. And Revelation 18:4 warns us to come out of Babylon, to separate from its influence and remain true to God. Daniel's story is our story. A call to faithfulness, a test of loyalty, a challenge to obedience. And today, I ask you, when the test comes, where will you stand? Powerful takeaway and call to action. The story of Daniel and his friends is not just history, it's prophecy. It's a warning and a promise. Those who stand firm in faith, who honor God above all, will be blessed. The world will test you. It will pressure you to conform. It will tell you that compromise is easier. But the question remains, will you choose Babylon or will you choose God? If this message spoke to you, like, share, and subscribe for more powerful Bible stories. Let's spread God's truth together, because in the end, only one kingdom lasts forever, and it's not Babylon. Will you be part of it?